Hey, the other day I was in conversation with one of my advisors who happens to be a female. And I'm only saying that because of the topic that we ended up talking about. In the process of talking, we were talking about a bunch of different things. I was trying to get her opinion on. She's a trusted advisor, by the way. And the topic came up. In fact, I work a lot with women, and I think that piece of my work wasn't exactly clear because I think so much of my content is so much of what's visible would lead one to believe that I work mostly with men. Two things can be true. I think I do work a lot with men, but at this particular moment, when I'm looking at my roster of senior leaders that I'm working with, it's about 45-55 split. If you take into context some of the CXO teams that I'm working with, some of the individual leaders that I'm working with, it's about a 45 to 55 split, female to male, and that will always fluctuate throughout the year. And the reason why I'm saying this, because then we went into the conversation of the things that I notice that is consistent with my female leaders, and it's bless them. They come from such a good place, good faith, that the thing that I often say to them is, listen, if you have tension with someone at the workplace and they're not willing to meet you in the middle, my friend, you're going to have to make an adjustment because someone who doesn't want to work on building the bridge to reconcile so that you can meet in the middle and then operate in good faith on behalf of the enterprise, they're telling you right there and there that they don't want to work with you. And you don't necessarily have to change your ethics, but you do have to make an adjustment to be able to keep them at distance and monitor and hold them accountable because if they're not willing to work with you, they're very likely to be sabotaging you. And this is the constant theme that I work on with a lot of my female clients because this is the topic. But oh, what if I do this? Or what if I do? My friend, if they don't want to reconcile, they don't want to reconcile. And if they don't want to reconcile, you will have to reconcile that fact. And I need to say it again. If the other person you're working with at the at your peer level, whether it's at the executive level, senior exec level, if they're unwilling to meet you in the middle and reconcile on whatever the tension is to the benefit of the enterprise, then you need to reconcile that you're not working with a peer leader who has the best interests of the enterprise at heart, which then means you need to make sure that you take care of your vertical, your team downstream, your N-1, your N-2, your downstream, and make sure that they have no blockage when they're working cross-functionally because the likely tension is coming from that cross-functionality. And I am not telling you to fight, but what I often say is you need to adjust how you approach them. If they don't want to reconcile with you, if they don't want to reconcile the tension, then they're happy to keep the tension. If they're happy to keep the tension, it's very likely that they don't have respect for you, which then means you have to digest that you're working with someone who's likely to undermine you, throw you under the bus, and is not operating in good faith. So you can still operate in good faith, but you need to keep that person at arm's length. And this is the point at which I get the anchor, that kind of mindset shift. Would you ever let this person in your home if they behave like this? And the answer unequivocally is no. And what's the reason why? Because you don't want that person around people that you care and love, which then means your vertical is your baby. Why would you let someone cause damage and harm to the thing that you love, which is your vertical, but also the thing that you love, which is your enterprise? So it doesn't necessarily mean that you can't work with this person, but you have to adjust your mindset and your behavior towards this person so that they understand that if they want to continue the tension, it's going to come at a cost because you're capable of holding boundaries and pushing back and calling them out on their BS. Simply put, when someone else doesn't want to reconcile, operate in good faith, you have to make an adjustment. Part of that adjustment is accepting that the other person is very comfortable and is okay with keeping the tension. If they're okay with keeping the tension, they probably, most likely, don't have respect for you. And if they don't have respect for you, they're likely going to sabotage you. Simply put.